Hey, we're live. It's Friday night. I don't know if anybody's going to be on here since you're all out partying it up on a Friday night. I got to turn the TV off or else I'm going to get a copyright. So just give me a second. I got to go get the changer. Cover up my bald head. Nobody. 30 seconds and there's nobody. Maybe this was a bad idea. Just trying to sneak one in here. Oh, there's Nate. ALL Firewood, Matt Sexton, Mark. We got 9. There's some people coming. We'll give it a second, get a few more. Make sure y'all go get yourself a tasty beverage. I've got the brown water today, whiskey. Ooh, I'm gonna have to. Ooh. Trying to find my live on my channel. 19. Oh, hey, I'm live. John Chafin's on here. What's up, buddy? Sorry I didn't make it. Oh, John Chafin's on here. I was supposed to go down and help them guys out, but we had a little power issue here. We had a heck of a storm come through the other night. Woke me up at 1 in the morning. I thought, I'm pretty sure. What's up, Schick and Timothy? I'm pretty sure I saw Dorothy and her dog fly by the window. It was pretty nasty here, but knocked power out, and I was out of power for 3 days, and I was scrambling, just trying to keep everything, the generator running and keep from losing the freezers and everything. And so Mark says he just ate walleye last Saturday night. So, okay. This isn't going to be too long of a one. I've got beef, cutting up beef later. I bought a whole strip steak. I'm going to, I buy him a whole thing at a time and I cut them up. And Buddy's coming over and he bought 2 also. So we're going to cut and pack here in a little bit. But Nuts Nation, it's catching on. Steve Billow started that. So, but we were rolling along pretty good. And we just got some bad news today that we got pretty much cut off on pulpwood altogether. Do have some markets for pulp. They're very picky. I talked about in the other video where it goes. It's not my deal, so I'm not at liberty to say, but it's tough. It's not like normal pulp where you just, if it fits, it chips kind of deal. No, they're very species specific. They're very species specific, size, very picky on the size, lengths. It's got to be fairly straight. So it's tough. And it's looking like the blocking market's going to start to tighten up pretty bad. And it's going to get, I think for us, we're lucky enough that we were still able to work, and I've been trying to capitalize on that. But I think things are going to start getting real shitty for everybody here in the woods. I think it's, obviously it's failing markets. Guys are losing orders for, grade lumber wasn't that good to begin with. Blocking was doing good, but now it's obviously you can only cut so much before the market floods, especially when the orders are going away. Nowhere to send the chips, Mr. Schick. No one, like I said, the pulp is pretty much out of the question right now, except for one market we have that's a real pain in the butt. So hopefully something opens up. And it's just everybody's full. The pulp we have around us, 90% of what they make is just paper, high-end paper, printer paper, things like stuff that's just not getting used right now. And, don't get me wrong, we're definitely going. And I don't know how to express it. Oh, the funny way to put it is, I don't know how to put it. So, kind of owning my own little company here. And I mean, I'm just little, small potatoes, whatever. I'm a sole proprietor and all that shit. So it's not like I have a ton of people. Some of these companies have a ton of people. So, but it was kind of always my dream to do this. And it was one day all of a sudden, I don't know what it was, it kind of like snapped to my attention. Hey man, the dream you've been chasing, you caught it, you're living it. Now that I got it, I ain't gonna let nothing, I ain't letting nothing take it from me. So, I'm gonna go down swinging the whole way if I have to go down. So I don't know what this is gonna do. This is a shitty time for a lot of people, not just loggers, everyone. So I don't know what it is. A lot of guys are on quotas already, and if not, they're probably right around the bend. I'm sure a lot of people just got plain shut off. I know a lot of mills that, you know, they don't want any more than a week's inventory, and that's not very much wood. So it's, a couple nice days, a couple guys can run that in there pretty quick. So I don't know. Domtar is a pretty big paper mill, and I read something on Facebook there. They just shut down. I think it was down in Indiana. They just shut down and laid off quite a few people. It's just the demand is not there. Not that the mill will go away, but for right now, the demand is not there. And I don't think you realize how many people run pulp. There's a lot of guys that do. So I know when I first started logging, all I knew was grade. That was all I ever dealt with. And it wasn't till within the past 7 to 8 years I started to understand the pulpwood and the blocking markets, the pallet wood, scrag and all that. So it's getting tight, man. Yeah, you're lucky, Nate. So I hope it goes. I seen you posted something there, your comment. I don't know where it went. And if I missed saying hi to you, I'm sorry. Hello, how are you? I don't know if I said hi to Gabe Brown and a couple other guys. Oh, Nate said he had an area got blown down. Be careful when that blow down, Nate. That stuff's dangerous crap. Hopefully it uprooted on you. You got to be careful. That's a crummy situation. How's the excavator coming? So I don't know where things are going to go. If I had market predictions, I could tell you, grab a handful of pennies and try to guess which ones are going to land heads and which ones are going to land tails and chuck them out in the middle of the table. Because I don't know. I know some friends I've talked to feel like the markets, as soon as this virus shit's gone, which I feel it will never be gone. The sad thing is the way this way of living we have now, I feel like a lot of people are going to adapt to that, and that's just how people are going to live. People are going to be scared, I don't want to call it like a germaphobe thing, but people are going to be a little more paranoid about things. Me, on the other hand, I don't care. I mean, not that I'm insensitive to the people this really affects. I don't know how to put it. Like, say if I were to get this disease and it kills me, it kills me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel I have the mentality is I could leave the house tomorrow and get hit by a car head on the way to work, or a tree could fall on me, or it just, there's a lot of things in this world that can kill you or hurt you, or you know what I mean. So I try not, when your time's up kind of thing. You know what I mean? I don't know how to put it. I might just be waxing here, but I'm not going to be afraid of it. I'm going to go about and do my thing as best I can and enjoy my life. Because if I'm going to do something, if I'm going to live my life, it's not going to be here hiding in my house from something I can't even see. I'm going to go out and live my life. So I'm sure it will, Nate. I'm sure it will. So I don't know what to predict. I know, like I said, some people think it's going to come right back real quick. I don't. Yes, it does, Brian. Um, I worried about things, and I've looked at the situation when I worked at, in the Carpenters. I worked at one of the biggest wastewater treatment plants in our county. It is the biggest in our county. It's one of the biggest in our area. It was for the city of Pittsburgh. They have a huge wastewater treatment plant. And I remember before I went in, you had to get vaccinated for that. And you walk down the line in the hospital, and they hit you with a half a dozen different needles. Every lady had a different needle, and just pop, 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 pop. Vaccinate for this, that, and everything else. And we worked there, and there was times we worked on, holy crap, Mr. Morgan, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mike Morgan's in the house, everybody. Give him a hello. And big thank you for the, you didn't have to do that, by the way, but I really appreciate it. But, getting back to the story of working down there, I caught a viral infection of the eye down there. And it was bad. They told me, you could have went blind and all this and everything. And it was just, you'd be working in a hole one day and someone would forget to shut a valve overnight or something, or open a valve or do something, and it would flood your whole work site. And you come back the next day and it's just sewage water, you know what I mean? They'd drain it off and they'd hose things down, but I don't care who you are. I mean, there's still poo water there. So we worked in it. We dug in it, you know what I mean? It was your job. You just did it. So I feel like I'm kind of tempered and raw turd. So I might have an advantage over some people, but I'm afraid that everyone in society is going to be afraid. You know what I mean? Everyone's going to be real gun shy about, it's not going to be, hey, let's just jump back to life as it is. You know what I mean? This is here. You're going to see a whole new safety protocol from like OSHA and things spur out of the chute. This creates a whole new market for that end. People are going to see, you're going to see, there's going to be hand washing protocols. There's going to be sanitizer protocols, and how close so many people can work in an area. For God's sakes, now around here, they only let so many people in a store at a time. I think it's a little asinine, in my opinion. I mean, and use common sense. Wash your hands. Don't be a dirtball. It's not hard. Don't go sneezing on people, licking doorknobs, and you'll be fine. I mean, my big thing with this was I started looking into the numbers of what the run-of-the-mill flu, what kind of impact it had on society in just the United States, how many people passed away from the flu. And the numbers are staggering. I never knew just how many. And I'm not going to say numbers because everybody might read a different number, the age of the internet. But I mean, the numbers are all high. And it's just like, wow, you know what I mean? So when you look at those numbers in perspective of what's happened now, don't get me wrong, what has happened in the bigger cities like New York and New Orleans and all that, that's terrible, and nobody wants to see that. But I mean, you have a high concentration of people. What can you expect? It's not necessarily the people's fault. It's just, it's a tough one. No one really knows. You know what I mean? I just do know when some things like this happen, things don't ever go back to the way they always were. I mean, the only thing that's constant in this world is change. I have learned that the hard way many times. So, but all I can hope to is that I can keep cutting, keep moving wood, because that's a big part of what keeps me sane, is being in the woods, running that saw, just try to stay positive. And I thank all you guys on here, because all your awesome comments, all your love and support, it means so much. Because I look forward to, like, I post a video, and I look forward to what you guys are going to think of it, or what all this and that. Nate, I agree, there's probably going to be a lot of kids coming out of this. A lot of kids and a lot of divorces. Wow, that's crazy, That's crazy. Mr. Schick. That's crazy. Mike McCoy, I don't know if I said hello, but hello. Tell Mother I said hello. it's just a funny world we live in now, you know what I mean? So there I went talking about something and got totally sidetracked, and ADD kicked in and I lost where I was at. So Dan Plansick's here. Fire Captain Tom's in the house. How are you doing? And Mr. Morgan, if you're here, the shed's looking awesome. That lumber you sawed is kick butt, man. I did the same thing. My whole outside of my garage is from lumber sawed from trees I cut down. And the room I did out here, all the framing lumber was from trees I cut down. The siding's all trees I cut down. People don't realize, there's some real hidden beauties just hiding right in plain sight sometimes, you know. It's planked like a board. Dan Plank. I'm calling it planted. I'm a dummy. Fire Captain, you upgrading, Fire Captain Tom? Dave C63 says hello. How are you, buddy? Planked. All right, I missed some comments. I think I did. Mark Skalinsky's on here. Stalinsky. So, I was talking about, and another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. Kevin just shared a video on my messenger, and I got a feeling that it's not a clean one. Someone needs to send Kevin a message, let him know we're doing a live feed, and that I can't be looking at those dirty messages he's been sending. Anyways, I make some of these videos, and I do it because I enjoy making them, but a lot of times, the biggest battle I feel like we fight in life is sometimes the one that's right here within you. You know, trying to keep a positive frame of mind when the shitstorm is all around you. You know what I mean? And when you can keep positive, sometimes things like what we're going through right now don't mean nothing, in my opinion. Like, to me, it's like, whatever, you know. I'm just mad because I can't go out and have a breakfast with my buddies. Ohio Logger was just talking about going to C's and getting a waffle. If you're ever in North Lima, C's Waffles, best damn waffle you'll ever eat. Awesome breakfast. And yes, we need to get to C's. You know, those are the things I worry about. You can't get in this frame of mind as doom and gloom, and sometimes it happens. You know, the human mind is a weird thing. Beautiful thing, but also weird. You can't always control it. I can't, at least. I can't shut it off. So I'll make some of these videos, and seeing your reaction helps keep me positive. Sometimes I'll make the video and I'll sit back and watch it and be like, you know, dang, kid, you know, you're all right at this. You kind of know what you're doing. And then there's other times I make them and go, boy, you're an idiot. So, like the last one I made. That's a copyrighted song. Josh Wellner's here. That's a copyrighted song. You can't monetize that. I didn't know if they were going to let me. I did some research to make sure that it wasn't going to be blocked. Like, sometimes they'll mute them. But I've been getting better at finding out where to give credit, how to give credit, and which songs to use and what not to use. That's a slippery slope. But I just heard that and I was like, this would be great. And I was just in a good mood one day, had that song playing, and I'm going to make that video. And I thought, you would think it was really cool. I thought it turned out good. I'm really happy with it. There's a couple things I wanted to change, but sometimes you need to know when to stop. You know what I mean? You got to just, less is more. I was more bummed out. Old man in the woods in the house. I was more bummed out that the power was out and I could not upload it. So we ended up hooking the generator up to the panel and backfed the house through the panel in the garage. Made sure the main breaker was off so we can backfeed the system, heard any alignment that we're fixing it. And we got that video out to you. So I enjoy making the videos. I really, really do. I don't do it for the money. The money's kind of cool. I don't. I'm a little guy. I don't make very much off of it. You know, it's about just enough to be like, I made a couple bucks here and there. But let me just tell you, anybody that's done the YouTube that was at this point in it where I am now, you know, you don't make very much. It's hardly enough to keep you interested. So if you didn't enjoy doing it. I don't feel like you would. Ah, I'm back feeding now. Feeding what? Roger Gorsh says, fun watching you work. Enjoy it. Good thing. Nate got his skidder stuck. Yeah? You're out there playing in someone's field, weren't you? Old Man in the Wood wants everybody to check out SK Login 1819. Someone got a hold of Kevin. I can't be looking at your dirty messages, Kevin. I've got live feeds to do. All right, Mountain Man logging. It will more likely take several months, if not years, to get back to where we were before this crap happened. Once again, goes. Cannot explain the filth. Yes, you're absolutely right, buddy. Dickard with Dave's in the house. What's up, buddy? Hey, man. I wish you'd have sent that Husqvarna sign, didn't toast it, if you did toast it. I thought that sign's really cool, man. I hope everything's good with you, buddy. And sorry, okay, I got a funny story. I got a funny story for y'all. So I was cutting, actually, where I was cutting those big trees where you guys saw the Prentice skidder. That was just the other day. I jumped that one. Dark Horse Firewood, what's up? I didn't say hi to you, but I did now. So, stick with me now. Hold on. And I was just going at it, and it was real hot and raining that day, so I was soaking wet. Not soaking wet, but it was all steamed up, and I guess my pants pocket was wet, and the phone was against my butt. So there I am going along cutting trees, and I stopped, and I could hear this sound. I'm like, what the hell is that sound? And here, my phone went into YouTube, opened up Dickard with Dave's live feed, who was going on at that particular time. And there was some poor fellow on there trying to make comments, and I kept blocking it with my butt. My butt was raining, just wreaking havoc on his channel. And blocked it. Then I guess I blocked the guy and everything else, and Dickard was sending messages. He was like, Pete, are you trying to, what are you doing, man? And finally I realized, and I was like, oh, Dave, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. So I hope you got my message, Dickard. I'm sorry, buddy. I honestly didn't mean that. I felt so bad after, and that poor guy probably thinks I'm a wiener. Videos by Al's in here. Hey, you're not that late. You're not that late. We're only 22 minutes in. We usually run about an hour. I don't know if we're going to make an hour tonight. Like I said, I got some people coming over. We got a beef cutting party. Beef cutting and brown water party. But we'll cut the beef before we have any more brown water. Oh man, don't blame me. And I do got to say, this one kind of was a shot from the hip. I just felt like I needed to do a live feed. I miss talking to you guys, I really do. And not that anything I have to say means crap. So, sometimes it's, you work in the woods all by yourself. You don't have a lady friend at the house. And when you work all day in the woods, you're probably not going to find one. So I'll talk to you instead. Oh man, Perry Roberts. What's up, buddy? So, videos by Al, put a little video up today, and that is a prime example of what I talk about in the two different types of white oak. So when you cut one white oak, I said some will feel like they cut really soft. I almost call them the older growth white oak. Me and Mr. McCoy had a conversation about this when we first met. And I think that's what we first talked about. I heard him talking about sawmilling, and we just struck a conversation up in a restaurant to boot. And that white oak that Al had in that video is a prime example of what I would call like that older growth white oak. It has that real, like fine bark. It's not coarse or scaly. It's real fine looking bark. And the wood's almost soft. And when you cut it, it'll almost have that pink hue to it. And boy, that stuff's a treat from stump to finished product. I mean, it's a treat to cut down. It's a treat to mill. It's a treat to it's pretty stable when you dry it. It's enjoyable to work with when you're building furniture. It's like almost softer, and it's got a beautiful. The medullary rays, or that's the flake that is in within the grain that actually, when you quarter saw it, you get that flake in it. Those are called medullary rays, and from what I'm told, that's where the food and nutrients are stored in the tree, minerals and stuff. So um, they're really prominent in that style of white oak, and it just look great. I really like that type of white oak. You don't find a lot of it. I mean, you find it, but it's not as prominent around here as it used to be. GMB says, I had a pretty lady show up in the woods looking for me one time, but she was a state forester and it wasn't so good. Oh man. Old man in the woods says, what I say does mean a lot. Oh, those heavy words, buddy. Brown water on the side, yes. And Al's right. When they turn pink, you know you found the good stuff. As the guy, Joe Dirt's buddy, said, the good stuff. No snakes and sparklers. We want the Husker do's and Husker don'ts. uh, Nate, is that spruce? I've never heard of spruve. Spruve. Perry Roberts is having a Smirnoff Peach Mango. I am drinking brown water, my friend. This is whiskey. Southern Comfort. It's Southern Comfort 100 spice whiskey. I don't know. Straight whiskey kind of makes me. It's all right. What are you talking about, heavy guy? Old man in the wood. If I was any skinnier, I'd be dead. Spruce. Yeah, we talked about this. I cut spruce all the time. I just cut some whoppers the other day, actually. And we topped out that pine load you see go off that job on that last video. I had some left over, so I took them to a friend's mill. I don't know, 4 or 5 logs. They were big ones. They were oversized. I couldn't send them to the place we send them because they're not equipped to take the stuff over, I think, 24 inches or 22 inches. I can't remember. But there is a home for everything. If you need to get rid of it, if you call me, I will. I can take them off your hands. Don't make much money, but I think we can both make a little bit of something. E&L logging logger. Not been working since last Wednesday. It's hard time. You ain't shitting, buddy. Fire Captain Tom don't like the peach mango, man. I just mixed the Jack and fresh maple syrup and a splash of Pepsi. That's different. Yeah, I am tall. I am tall. I got the scars on my nugget to prove it too. I run into... Boy, man, the other day, the day when I said I did that hand cut and grumpy yesterday the other day, that was a couple weeks ago. I was climbing into the damn dozer. And I took my helmet off, so I had the helmet cam on. I took that helmet off and I put it up in the dozer, and I was climbing into the dozer to go push something off or I don't know, move to the next spot. And there was them lights I put on there that someone gave me. I whacked my freaking head, man. I caught it right here. I bent the damn bracket. The aluminum bracket, it holds it on there, and it's hard. It was cast aluminum. I whacked that SOB. Oh, and it was the kind of pain where you just want to throw things and cuss and swear. But you're too busy going like this and like balled up in the corner in the fetal position. Oh, God, did that hurt. Oh. 3.2 beer. You know what? I seen something the other day. I forget where I seen it. Narragansett. So I drank Narragansett up in Rhode Island. And from what I'm told, it's pretty rough beer up there. That's like the low end. But I have a craving for some Narragansett. So when all this gets done and Pappy, if he goes up to see the grandkids, I'm going to have to bring me a case of Narragansett home. Bush Light here. Don't worry, Nate, I won't tell. Matt Teeple, Miller Lite. And it don't have to be an alcoholic tasty beverage, you know? You could be drinking orange juice. I drink that to about a 2.5 gallon a day. You can drink whatever you want. Pepsi. Hold on, we had a big comment here. It looks like it was actually something worth talking about, rather than the crap I've been spewing. Okay, Dave C63 says, you see much big, solid black locust up your way. On our farm in Western Maryland, we like to cut framing lumber out of it for pole buildings and such. Better than pressure treated, far stronger. Boy, you ain't kidding. And no, where I live, we have lots of locust. On this job I was on, there was lots of it. And there's a heck of a market for it if you can chop it. If it's for fence post company, they split it and they do all kinds of things with it. Pays very good, but it's got to be sound. And the stuff around us it's live, it looks good, but it's not sound. Some of the nicest black locust I ever cut was actually when I was cutting for a fella on here in the comments. Where are the comments? Over here. I think they're over here if you're on a computer. There, it was Ohio Logger's job. We were cutting on one, and man, it was solid, sound, and beautiful, gorgeous. We looked at it, and he's like, send it for blocking. I just thought, man, there is one guy that will buy that. They cut that in Osage orange. They'll pay stupid amount of money if it's good, clean, decent sized logs. And they cut it for, I believe, to make caskets out of it. It's from what I was told. And it's a little troubling, but at the same time, it is what it is. I guess they got to be made, As long as it's not rotten, it's good, Nate. Josh, I don't know. There is a tree around here. It's called ironwood. It doesn't get very big. It's harder than the hinges of hell also. And it's real smooth bark, almost like a beech, but it's like a rippled outside edge. It doesn't get very big, about that big. I know that was called ironwood. Marshy wanted to know. Okay, so Marshy, what I did was, so all you wonder what happened with the skidder. What I did, I come up with is the oil has just not been changed soon enough. I don't know when it was changed last because it wasn't in my hands last. So I drained the oil. I got the actual, when I ordered it, it was the Baldwin filter, but it actually came the actual John Deere filter, which was, I had it written here. Oh, you turd. I had the number. It was an 18 number, the part number for John Deere. I think the last three were 147, something. But anyways, I got that. So I had the actual Baldwin filter because I felt like there might have been the microns are different or something. And I went and I bought the John Deere, I don't know, the name brand, the High Guard oil, okay? And I did some research and I found there's substitutes for that are way cheaper, but I think it came to about $62 for 5 gallons. I needed like 7.5 gallons to do the transmission. And I thought, in the grand scheme of things, this is going to cost me an extra $80, $100. If that helps, I'll do it. So I bought the oil and I changed everything out. I haven't had a problem since. Now we're having a little issue with the pump, the hydraulic pump, but that's been a recurring issue over time. The pump's starting to wear out. It's just, you know what I mean? We know what the problem is. Don't want to deal with it kind of thing until it doesn't work no more. So, yes, Fire Captain Tom. Same with here. Hop hornbeam. Yes, I've heard that too, Kevin. It might be, Kev. I'm not sure. I got to dig in. I got a book that has it. I'll have to look in it. Perry Roberts got all kind of interesting stuff. Garth Land, I know a lot of people that did that. My buddy won't go near this. He had a bad experience with me. I won't drink wine anymore because I was let's just say I drank too much at a certain stage in my life and ruined it for me ever again. I can't touch it no more. The smell, yeah, want nothing to do with wine. Fire Captain Tom, you better go, buddy. I don't want to get you in trouble. Videos by Al. We'll see you, my man. Thank you for stopping by. Slick Chick's out here. It seems like everybody's either getting home or eating dinner. Any video requests? Any questions? Anything like that while I got you guys on here? Anything you want to know, talk about? Kev, I heard there was a lot of things made out of that too. Yeah, there was. I think one guy said they used to make like tobacco pipes out of it because it was so hard. I've heard the Indian things. I've heard Indians made stuff out of Osage orange. They made their bows out of Osage orange. See ya, Nate. Brad Smith just popped in. I'm gonna have to go here in a minute too. I still got a second or more longer. I gotta fire up the vacuum packer. I've had Jim Beam honey. It's very good, my friend. Very, very good. Exactly like you said with the ginger ale. Yes, Marshy, I am. But funny thing is, I came across me a brand new 372, so I bought it. I got it downstairs in the box, genuine. And I got a rumor that I can possibly get my hands on 2 more brand new ones. So if I can make some coin, as long as everything don't collapse, I'm going to buy as many new ones as I can. And then I'm going to start tearing apart the old ones. I want to get OEM rebuild. And there's a lot of people telling me, OEM, you rebuild it OEM, you're going to have as much in it as you would a new saw. Well, that's the point. You can't get the 372 no more, so I'm going to rebuild an old one. If it costs the same, it costs the same. I don't care. Oh, Old Man in the Wood. That's funny. That's funny, buddy. Kev, you got to go up. I can't remember his name. Old Man in the Wood posted it up towards the beginning. That's cool as heck, Dave C. That's really cool. Jim Beam, maple and coffee. I have not, but I don't drink coffee anymore. Yep, run what you like. Dance with who brung you is what they say, I believe. Dance with who brung you. Be dancing with myself because ain't nobody taking me no dance. Yeah, and that was kind of the plan. I want to do away with that X-Torque shit. Save Edge is where it's at. I've been using them for a while now, Mr. Johnson. Save Edge is where it's at. They're good. The only ones better than them are Preferred. Preferreds are getting a little harder to find, though. Hard hack, we call it in Vermont. Pretty sure it's the same. I know Hippie makes bows with it. Nice. And they are like, my big thing about the 372, yes, there's saws out there with more power. There's saws out there that'll kick its butt, absolutely. But when you're looking for an all-around in Eastern hardwoods, I don't know about out west because I don't cut out west. I hope to someday. They are pound for pound when it comes to horsepower, power to weight ratio. Power to weight ratio. You can't beat them, man. It's like a sore weenie. You just can't beat them. They rip. They just absolutely rip. And since I cut a lot of pulp, you're doing a lot of cutting up here, cutting limbs and stuff. I'm all about that. That lower weight to power ratio. And if you sharpen your chains right and you keep them good and sharp, you might get me a little bit off the stump. But when we go out there to top that tree, I'm going to crush you. I'm going to bury you. I promise you. I'm not being cocky. I'm promising you I will bury you. the competition, not you. Torque wise, you're not going to beat a 395. 394s were good back in the day, but I think the 395s is the newer version of that. 385s were a very popular saw. They were a ripping son of a gun too. Marshy, I might do new carbs and everything, because that alcohol and that fuel messes them all up. So, like I said, if I'm gonna rebuild them, I'm all part. I might just go balls deep, get it all done. You know what I mean? Start over. An old man in the wood put there's a company called Hootzel that makes a clone. My buddy has one. He just cuts firewood here and there. I'm one of these days I'd like to get it off him and cut it for a day. I'd like to come across one and do an official review. Like, here's a Hootzel saw. Run it. Do what you do with it every day. Keep it for a while and see what you can get out of it. I'm curious to see what they're coming up with. I really don't want to go buy one though. You know what I mean? They're not expensive, but money's money, and I got a lot of places it needs to go before it needs to go to something like experimental like that. You know what I mean? SNK Logging 18 is the page that Old Man in the Woods said you need to check out. I hope everybody went over and checked out Odie Horse, man, and liked and subscribed to him. That fella, boy, I still will never be as blown away. I don't think anybody can claim the fame that they cut a tree down that a bear rolled out of. That dude can, and not only can he, he's got it on video, and that's cool as hell. Okay, Logger Beach Tree says, ported 462 will smoke a 372. I'm sure it will. I'm talking about stock, out of the box. Someone called me. So, they're going to call again here in a minute. So I'm going to have to cut this down here in a minute. Shut this down. I think you can. They're not American made. I found them on eBay a lot of times. I think you can get them through that highway or whatever it is. I think they have them. Open Station Law and Kevin Baker. Okay, so it's not that I'm bad-mouthing the 572. I don't want anybody to think that. I'm not bad-mouthing that. It is, I don't want a computer in my saw. A friend of mine that has a tree service has some of the newer still saws that have computers in them, and they're having some troubles. I'm not bad mouthing. It's not still makes a great piece of equipment. I like Husky because of the parts availability. OEM parts are more available at a better price to the consumer over the internet, a lot easier to get. They are better on price out of the gate, and they have a higher torque. They got that RPM, that snap, they scream. That's what I like about them. So, the Wall Bros, yes. No, I'm not gonna. I won't write them off. Cool. Yeah, they did say they make that ergonomic stuff with them. So, but hey, I got to wrap this up, guys, because I got to cut beef. And I just got some things to do. I wanted to jump on here and I appreciate all you coming on here. I really do. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate everything you guys do. All your support, just everything. Your likes, the subscribes, your opinions, you coming on here and talking back and forth, because as much input I get out of you, I get more out of you, I think, than you guys get out of me, because I'm like a steel trap and I'm rusted shut. But so y'all take care. Perry, it's downstairs chilling. Y'all take care. You have a wonderful night, and most importantly, you stay safe, have fun, And don't just exist. Go live life, because that's what we were meant to do on this earth. We were not put here just to exist. We were put here to live and enjoy life. I feel like, get out and do it. Don't be afraid of what the news tells you to be afraid of. Be safe, be smart, and most importantly, don't let your meat loaf. Take care, everybody.